The state of California has cut back in some cases. The Medicaid, they stopped doing dental work for people. You get no more dental work. And, you know, senior citizens, they get no more senior citizen daycare. And in the state of California, it does mean that once you stop receiving any benefits, you drop off. Um, no new claims. That also means that a lot of people who dropped off, you know, just aren't on there no more. There's no new claims being filed, but there's, less people on unemployment at any one given time when there's no new claims. So whenever they say something like no new claims or unemployment new filing is dropped, or what have you, that's when they manipulating the numbers. There's people of all different races and colors walking around in zombie state around this place looking for work, all frantic. Food lines, yeah, but they're mostly filled with people getting ready to get up out of here. Um, when you look at the face of poor people in California, there's a lot of white people walking around, in a complete funk. Um, a few months ago, you did a video about welfare testing. You know me, and I deal with a lot of different kinds of people. And some of the people I deal with are pretty racist. They don't like blacks, they don't like Mexicans, and they don't like poor people. So these people are the word. And when you listen to these people who have the attitude in which that, this is happening because of this or this is because of that and yada, 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 and this is going to happen next, you tend to listen and follow the patterns. The thing is, with unemployment in the state of California, they claim they're not bringing in any money because, they're not. The fact that a lot of these jobs have been, overseas, most of them you would think, go right to Mexico, most of the factory work. No, it is going to India. And a lot of the computer work is going to India. Millions and millions and millions of jobs have been lost to China. Yeah. I have also heard through the grapevine that these Chinese interests in America are going to cut their losses short. What I mean by cut their losses short is it costs a lot of money nowadays to ship from China to the United States of America. And a lot of these Chinese companies are going to start busting out the jobs in America. So the thing is to be one of those people on the cusp, go learn something about the Chinese culture and Japanese culture because a lot of these Japanese companies overseas, Japan is not that far from the United States of America. China is a little bit further. It might not be much as you might think geographically, but Japan is closer to the United States than China is. Well, maybe I need to look at a map again. I can't tell you right now from this angle. You know what I mean? But if these people are willing to come to America and build the same crappy shit that they build in their own countries, then that's a start. But the problem we have here in America, and I'm going to say it again for the millionth time, is that when we work as Americans, we have such high expectations of the company in which we work for, we tend to talk ourselves out of work. This is the American way. If we can't control our surroundings, then, hey, you got to pay me what I'm worth. And, right now in America, you ain't worth shit. The bottom line is, you ain't worth shit. You did a video on welfare, how they're going to start drug testing in America. Now, I just read the other day, they're asking nurses at a certain hospital, I think it's in New York or whatever, each nurse has to have a PhD in order to be a nurse. Now think about the education. Your son is on in college doing his thing. What kind of education is this country going to give him? Is he going to be work with these? He's going to be able to work with these new uh, partners we have in industry. Is he gonna be able to function with the Chinese people? Or is he gonna be able to deal with the globalization of America? And that's what it is. They're globalizing our country, and we as Americans are batteries, like for some stupid ass matrix. We work and earn money to fuel what people call the machine. The machine can't run if we don't work. And the problem is, big companies decided not to fuel this machine because the people began to speak too much. It all started with, oh, we have to have childcare for women, in the office and in healthcare and so on and so forth. And, we as Americans, there is no job set to where, you're going to sit there for 45 years anymore. It doesn't work like that. They don't want to put people in position to take care of themselves, because if you can stop working, then you no longer fuel the battery. You see what I'm saying? That's why retirement is now at 73 years old in some states. Well, the average human lives till they're 75 years old. How can you raise the retirement age up to 2 years before a person's going to die? So the corporations in this country have topped out. They've run us into the ground. And now there's new entities willing to buy into America, but they are not going to be able to afford to pay you and me $20 to start on day one. The person they will pay $20 to start on day one is somebody who'll probably be bilingual. Someone who could speak in English, Japanese, Spanish, and Ebonic. The thing is with the future of American and unemployment is this. Unemployment will always be high if we demand what we deserve. That doesn't make any sense, does it? If every boy, girl, man, and child worked, and I said boy and girl, you think I'm bullshitting you. Long time ago, once upon a time, the man was the only one that used to have the job. And when you see the picture, you see the white woman and the two kids, and the man going to work, put on his suit, get in his car, and come home. You never saw the image of the black man going to work, but you did see the image of the black woman going to work. She was a maid or a mammy in somebody's fucking house. That is the image that we've grown up with. I've never really seen a white woman work either. Think about it. The only two people that you didn't see work on TV is a black man and a white woman. Think about it. And when it did start showing people working, women working, they showed white women working in good positions. Not just the woman working in the factory with the head scarf on, Rosie the Riveter. The white woman hit the office, and she hit the office running. The black woman, she squeezed her way into the office too. And what about the black man? When we see him on TV, he's wearing a hoodie and looking down, or he's got that suit on and he's looking too far up, or he's got a microphone in his hand and he's doing some hippity hop, or he's on a newscast speaking in a language in which other people are noticing, oh wow, this black guy is speaking clean English. Wow, it's incredible. Where's his education? Getting back to education. Hopefully this country will provide your son with a real education. My son will be in college next year, and hopefully they will provide him a real education, a real world education. Because I remember once there's this young lady, and she's like, I'm taking 27 different languages. I'm like, you'll never need to know nothing but 20. That's stupid. You're wasting your time taking 27 different languages. Right now, she works at the United Nations. And her first job out of high school was with the U.S. Census. And it was weird because, like, when you know somebody who's got a job, and it wasn't because she could speak Spanish, she could speak Japanese, Chinese, Russian, Afghani, Portuguese, Girl spoke 37 different languages. She went somewhere. She found an education and she utilized it. You know, that is the problem we have. Some of us get educated and don't do nothing with it. Some of us get educated and forget. The thing is, to be young, black, and to struggle in this country, what do you do with your education? Do you become part of the situation? Do you evolve? Do you become a teacher? What do you do? Entrepreneurship is what we need. Hopefully, when your son gets out, he'll have an idea in his head and he will press it with every fiber of his being until it becomes, fruition. Then he'll have the opportunity to hire people and fire people, the ones he wants to. Then he'll have the opportunity to control his own fate. That is what true unemployment is. Because a lot of these people I see who are unemployed now, they are selling things on eBay. A lot of people are collecting things. This one lady, she's making jewelry, and it's actually selling pretty good. This is the best time for entrepreneurship in America. Because right now, while we have nothing, these corporations and companies out there are willing to snap up what you got. Might put you in a position to do something new or something else. But the unemployment situation, the Medicaid situation, the drug testing people, that's what I want to talk about. I'm sorry, I skipped all over the place. The drug testing, that is set up to weed black people out, which we know this. But the backlash will come once they have to implement this upon their own selves. Once the stats come in that a lot of white people, young white people, who are getting help are smoking weed and, or maybe doing methamphetamine or whatever, pills, ecstasy, these people are on welfare too. It will not only hurt the white community more than it will hurt the black community by drug testing people who get welfare and stuff, but it'll also hurt every community that gets those welfare dollars. So the bringing down the squishing, the compressing of America is pretty much what it is. And when these new companies come in, we will be working for $5 and $6 an hour again. And it won't just be the man working in the house, not just the white man as the plant manager. It's going to be the whole entire family making minimum wage as soon as your kid gets 12 years old. The education system in California is hurt so bad that the Governor Brown even said that it's not going to be back. Education will not be back right in California for like 3-4 years. So, all these cuts, the cuts are not just to the unemployed. The unemployed, they fall completely off. They had a thing called Vogue Rehab, where if you're disabled, you can get retrained for jobs, but those jobs are no longer here. How many massage therapists can you have? You know what I mean? How many chiropractors can you train? If people can't afford health care, why are you training them to be chiropractors and nursing assistants? You see what I'm saying? There's a big picture and there's a big loop. The loop is about to come around to the end. We spoke on race, we spoke on unemployment, we spoke on everything, and it's all tied together. You can't keep a people down if they're united. You got these people out here protesting and nobody's even paying any attention to them. Ain't that kind of odd? It's kind of strange how that works. So thank you for your time. And hopefully I touched on a little bit of what you was talking about. But you know me, I just start blabbing on and on and on and on about stuff that, flips it out. But it all goes back to that education that you're paying for. A lot of these kids are getting out of school and not being able to find jobs. The tech sector is bringing in people from all over the country, and they're taking jobs back with them when they go back home. Get their training here, and they go home. I worked at a place called Hewlett Packard, Agilent, Compaq. And when we shut that building down, there were so many Indians in there training. I'm like, hey, what are you doing? Oh, they're taking research and development over to India. We consume so many products with our every dying penny that instead of letting us make them to buy them, they'd rather make somebody else make them